Hello and welcome back to another video. This is the RX-9 C Narrative Gundam C packs from 2019. So I had this kit for 4 years now, about 4 years, and I did mess with it a lot. So we will be able to go over any issues that have risen from playing with it too much. So as you can see, it has been through a little bit of stuff. I don't know what I was about to say there, but yeah. So one thing I can mention is that the kit has gotten a bit loose. I can't really pose the arms that well right anymore because the polycap inside is not strong anymore. It continuously falls down easily. So, like, even when standing on the shelf, if I were to have the arms outwards like that, with the rifle and the shield on, it would lower the arms until it became, like, straight. So, that's not great anymore. I think the polycap inside of here is also loose in the top ab crunch right there. As well as on the legs, you have this that's kind of loose. As well as the hip joints that are also loose. I think over time the legs kind of slide apart, but I guess that is to be expected. Again, this is a kit that I've had for a long time now, so you might want to excuse some things here. So it has a missing psycho frame part on that side. This part is not glued on. So I guess I should mention you might lose this piece if you're not careful. I'll just put that to the side. The two up front I did glue, but I lost one, so I keep the other one off. Don't put this on an open shelf, or high up for that matter, because I did knock this off the shelf once, and it broke the tabs that allow you to stick the beam sabers on. So that's fun. Both of them, by the way, are broken. Both pegs on here are broken, which is why I glued the beam sabers on, because I also don't really pose my kits much with a beam saber. I'm just not really too into beam sabers. Now, I think that's all of the issues. Nothing falls off. Well, it has been through some fixes, so some things might have been fixed. I remember the rear skirt piece right here would fall off. I'm pretty sure I glued that too. Yeah, I think that's about it. I also don't have the hands on me, so I don't know what happened to the hands. I have a whole bucket of hands, but I couldn't find the right back of it. Yeah, so there is that. Now moving on to the appearance, I did use a regular panel liner, which is more visible up here on the chest that you can see. It is old panel lining, so might refresh that someday. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably get another one of this at some point, because I want to have it, I want to make sure it like poses good, and like I want to have it complete. So yeah, I might get another one at some point. So behind the psycho frame, I did use one of the shiny red Gundam markers. So I'm not sure how well it's visible, but that red cycle frame that you're seeing is not straight out of box. I'm not really sure if you can see a difference or not, but I did use a marker on it, so there's that. Other than that, I think that's all I did to it. But I also really do like how these little guns, not sure what you call those, I don't remember what they're called. I like how they were moved to the bottom of the chest, rather than on the unicorn where it's on top. That's a little nice change there. But yeah, so not really sure what else to say about the appearance. The narrative Gundam, the narrative Gundam C-Packs is definitely one of my favorite versions of the narrative Gundam. It's a very nice one too. I like how it uses the cycle frame. Apparently, according to the lore, it's the cycle frame is straight from the Unicorn Gundam. So that's a nice touch. Now, I guess, well, yeah, moving on to the appearance, no, not the appearance, whoops, the articulation. So you do have double jointed neck. It's a ball joint up top, swivel in the chest. So you have decent range. It can look up that far, and it can look down that far. In the torso, you have a polycap swivel right there, and a slight swivel right there as well. The core fighter is connected by a ball joint, and I think, hold on. Yes, it is a ball joint and polycap, so you do have a bit of range there. Unfortunately, this core fighter, you do not get, there's no plane or jet version of the core fighter, so it is just there. Is it on? Oh no, the pallet cap is, okay, maybe I should not have taken that off. Okay, that's fine. I would like to have the, oh yeah, you can see a bit of the, glue that I put onto that peg. So I guess that is an issue that I did have. Like, I guess the top half would fall out from that polycap. And of course you have a interesting shoulder gimmick. The armor piece up here is meant to swivel out a bit more. I'm not sure why that's not working. Does it only go out that far? Hold on. Maybe not that far, but you do get a bit of swivel right there, as well as that polycap joint that goes up and down ever so slightly. Shoulder armor is on a ball joint there. Actual shoulder joint goes up. Arm can go up that far. Of course, you can do the full 360 there. Bicep swivel 360. You get one elbow bend right there. You also get another swivel at this part of the arm, and you have your standard ball joint wrist. Moving down to the waist, your front skirts are typical. Your side skirts are also typical. It's on a polycap swivel and a peg, so you can, no, it's not a peg. It is the a slot right there. So there's that. And I think I mentioned it earlier, but the rear flap does come off sometimes. The rear flap does not move, by the way. Let me see if I can put this back on. There we go. So moving down to the legs. Oh wait, there is a drop down mechanism in here. Yeah, so with the skirt all the way up, you get a forward kick about that far. and the piece flew off, which is fine. But yeah, so it can go up about that far. That's with the drop down mechanism all the way down as well, so just 90 degrees, which is fine. And you get nothing to the back because the thrusters do get in the way, so there's that. You get a little over 180 degree swivel. Splits are doable. You might want to be careful though, because these slots might untab from the polycap, but splits are doable. This one's coming off over here. Knee bend, double jointed, one joint here and one joint here, like that. You do have a few swiveling mechanisms. You have this, and you also have the red piece right here, the psycho frame. And down at the ankle, you have forward tilt that far, backwards tilt that far, outwards that far, and inwards is that far. So that is that for the articulation. Oh, you also do get a standard backpack attachment holes right there, so you can probably do some customizing with that. And it's also probably for other versions that you can get of the narrative Gundam, because I know that there's other packs out there too. Next, we'll move on to the I forgot the stickers. Here's the stickers. You do have 2 eye options in here, and 2, 3, and 4. I don't know what 4 is for. 2 and 3, one for the head camera and one for the rear camera in the back of the head is the... Oh, okay. 4 is for the sight, which I forgot to put on apparently. Yeah, so this is the rifle. Not much going on. It is a decently shaped rifle, I'm not gonna lie. Although I wish this barrel would have been a little bit more squared. I just feel like the barrel doesn't really match the rest of the rifle because of how smooth and round it is. But yeah, so you do have a peg on the handle here. And your hand is actually made with 3 parts, but it is still the typical sandwich style hand, so you just separate that. Make sure the peg is facing the inside where there's a little slot in there in the hand. You want to make sure it lines up, tabbed in like that. Make sure the finger is on the trigger, and you want to close it back up like so. And that is attached. There is supposed to be something back here for storage, I believe, but it's been so long that I have missing parts on this thing. And next up we have the shield, which is a very nice shield, to be honest. Very aerodynamic looking, nice psycho framing. It is one solid piece. Well, actually no, it's 2 white pieces with I believe, I think, I'm not sure, but I think the psycho frame is 2 parts for all of them. You also get a adapter here with a little swivel, 360-degree swivel, and this just pegs onto the back of the arm like so. Little tab goes up the top, and you just slide it in like so, and that is that. That's all there is to it. And oh, I just opened just took the armor off. That is all that there is to that. And that is the narrative Gundam C-Packs. So moving on with the comparisons now. We have the Unicorn Gundam full armor, or full armor Gundam Unicorn. There's that. I don't really use the full armor Unicorn. This is the only Unicorn that I have currently, and I always keep the little barrels back here attached and all that stuff. So there is that with the Unicorn. Very, very nice. Here it is with the, I usually do this first actually. Here is the RX-78-2 and Gundam Aerial for random reasons. I kind of just chose it because it also had like a psycho frame look. But there's that. So the narrative Gundam is quite tall. Next we have the NU Gundam next to the narrative Gundam C-Packs there. I did do a video on this, right? It doesn't stand up straight, so that's why it's always in this leaning pose, but yeah, because it does get back heavy over time, so I have to keep it in that pose. Yeah, so decently sized. They're almost the same height as each other, but the NU Gundam definitely feels and looks bigger. And for the last comparison, I am again bringing out the Bandai's Gundam Universe statues, or well, action figure line. It's not that much of an action figure, to be honest, but yeah, so there is that, in case you were wondering. Yeah, so not as tall as the figure, but it is a decent size for what it is. It is a decently sized high grade. And yeah, so get my stand here. Move the sticker sheet out of the way. Let's see. So, do I recommend this kit? Honestly, yes, I do recommend this kit. It's decent. It's very good out of box. The build quality is amazing out of box. However, when it comes to playing with it too much, you will have hip issues. The parts that close them together will separate on you. And I mean, well, that's kind of the only issues, except for all of the, well, yeah, the loose parts. The shoulder ones can be easily fixed. They're not that much of a problem. Again, if you were to keep it straight or lift up the armor like this, I think over time the arm will lower like that, which should be fine. It's doable when posing, but like the legs, on the other hand, the hips, they definitely will need maintenance if you continue to mess with it. But yeah, I remember building this back then for the first time. It was absolutely amazing. Definitely a kit that I completely recommend. But again, this is a review on my narrative Gundam C-Packs that I've had for about 4 years now. So yeah, that there is that. And yeah, so that's it for this video. So if you did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe. It'll help out the channel, and it'll also be greatly appreciated. So yeah, narrative Gundam C-Packs, 10 out of 10. Just don't mess with it too much. as that goes for all model kits technically. But yeah, so that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.